Did we Zephirah's Adventure Podcast, episode 10 for July 18th, 2018. In this episode, Dragonray's Azerothian life, Jean the Werewolf, and how the heck did we end up here? If you're ever interested in participating in any way for the podcast, please feel free to reach out. I don't bite, I promise. Links for my Twitter and the blog's Discord are available in the show notes. And just as a reminder to the listeners in Discord, if we're ever recording a segment or having some random fun with the music bot, I would recommend that you enjoy the music and your hearing by turning down the bot's volume. All you have to do is right click on the username rhythm and turn it down to about 10% or whatever volume is the most comfortable for you. Feature of the week, Azerothian life. Dragonray has been playing World of Warcraft since 2005 and has several tunes on the realms Nagrand, Saurfang, and Khaz'goroth. Their blog has been around since August 2007 and has been described on their About page as a conversation about mainly everything to do with the highs and lows of raiding, but morphed into everything else game related, like mounts and achievements and pets and alts and etc. etc. So you can visit their website at azerothianlife.com, or I'll also link my article in the show notes for you as well. Werewolf soundtrack, part 11, Jean the Werewolf. Jean the Werewolf was formed in 2007 and is comprised of 5 natives of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to go into this whole diatribe again in another podcast segment, specifically the music side here. I speak a lot about Pennsylvania bands. I know that I've mentioned Hailstorm before, and this is another one. I absolutely am the proudest person when musicians are from my area. So, moving right along. Jean, along with the guitarist Drew, bassist Tim, drummer Nick, and keyboardist Aaron, released the albums Light Me Up and Wicked Love independently. Then in 2012, with the worldwide release of Rock and Roll Animal with Frontier Records. A few years later, The Loner in 2016, I actually had the opportunity to see the band live the first weekend in July and had an absolute blast. The guys were super hilarious and really nice. I actually got to meet the bassist, Tim, first, and my God. When I came home, I actually jumped in Discord, talked to a few people in the Discord there. My reaction to him was, dang, this boy is saucy and I can take him home, but he's with his boys, so thank you, really. If you're interested, you can head over to their website, genethewerewolf.bandcamp.com. Adventure, episode 10. How the heck did we get here? Oh, and I have Thorian with me. Hi.
Hey, everyone.
Este segmento those poor gnomes. Or gnomos. But, we're going to be in a new expansion in less than a month. And we're going to be leveling. And we're going to be knee-deep in zones, adventuring via questing. So, Thorian, are you ready?
I am totally ready for this new expansion to come out. I want to get all my tunes to 120.
I know, me too. And I have a bunch of them. I have some pretty lofty goals for next expansion. Like every class and race to 120. Don't know if I'll get there, but whatever.
I have a druid problem, so I have to get like 5 druids to 120.
Oh, yeah, you do. Have you seen the local druid therapist yet?
I have. He keeps saying make more druids, and I'm like, okay.
All right. But since we're talking about questing and stuff, and we haven't seen the new stuff yet, we're not going to spoil it for you. We're going to maybe talk about some of our favorite things to do while leveling, especially with the leveling changes, and maybe what some of our favorite leveling quests were, and what's the word? Jeez, they were called dailies at one point. I'm old.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. They're called emissary quests?
Yeah, those. I still want to call them dailies, though.
They are daily quests, but it's not a specific quest. It's a random selection of quests. So it gives you a lot more variety.
Talking about variety, every time I went to Val'sharah, I always did the same daily quest if I was given the opportunity. So what was some of your favorite quests, though?
My absolute favorite quest was actually a fallen quest. It's in southwestern High Mountain, and you had to follow through these rings as you're going down to Val'sharah. There's an achievement for getting all of them. It was so fun. I would do that on every tune, even though there was no advantage to doing it more than once.
Yeah, that was the first time I went through that one, that was sort of hard. But then as I floated into Val'sharah, I adventured and I found that repeatable quest called On Nuts. The ones where you have to click the squirrels and the nuts, and it was funny. So yeah, that's.
I have a lot of fun with naming of quests like that one.
At least they have a sense of humor at Blizzard. On nuts. I got all the nuts. I got like hundreds of nuts during the expansion. So thank you for keeping me entertained, Blizzard. I appreciate it.
What I always found interesting is when you're doing quests along those, it's whether doing them in a group was better or doing them alone was better. Because sometimes you got credit for everything everybody else in the group did, and other times you had competition. And so I didn't like sometimes that it varied between whether it's good to do in a group or not good to do in a group.
Yeah, And it depended upon the emissary quest itself. Like, I know Onnats was more of a solo thing. Like, you had to do those on your own. The Kirin Tor ones were specific to solo, which a lot of those were fun because I like puzzles. So that made it it made it fun that way. Like the enigmatic, what those ones you walk in.
Which quest are you referring to?
The the ones where you click on the box and then you follow.
Oh, you have to walk. You have to walk the pattern.
Yeah, like those were always fun.
I seem to mess up on those a lot more than I messed up on the barrels of fun, where you have to pick the one barrel out of the group. Like, I couldn't walk in a straight line to save my life. Sometimes my character would just start walking the wrong direction, and I'd fail. Like, if you had to do the whole 3 in a row thing, I don't think I'd ever get it done on some of my tunes.
Yeah, that was my same issue. It took me a little bit to get through it, and the only reason why I think I got through the first few of those is because I got mad at it and said I'm going to finish one of these things. I swear, because I'm not dummy. I'm just gonna figure it out.
Though the Kirin Tor quest, you had to get to the end goal by usually falling or dashing through things. I almost always had to look those up and see how to do them, because for the life of me, I couldn't figure half of those out.
You know, those ones I didn't like as much. There was some of them that were easier than others. I know the one up near, the ones in High Mountain specifically were the harder ones for me. But High Mountain in general, leveling there was fun. But in Stormheim, those ones were a little bit harder too. Just depending on where you were.
See, which we never got to your favorite quest. What was your favorite quest?
Other than the emissary quest on it, the series of dragon quests near Vadasil and Stormheim. I have a thing for dragons, and if anybody's, I'm going to pitch this idea again, guys. Yeah, I've said this several episodes now, but I play D&D too, so yeah, there's a connection between my tune there and dragons and Zeph and dragons. Yeah, it's a thing. I swear.
I don't think they do enough with dragons.
No, I mean we had Deathwing. Now we have Rathian, and then we had those little baby dragons in the beginning of the expansion. Like, one of them died, and I was sad. And yeah, I need more dragons in my life, Blizzard, please.
We're almost always killing the dragons or hurting the dragons. We're never like saving the dragons like we normally save the murlocs. And I don't understand the fascination with saving murlocs but killing dragons.
Yeah, I mean, the murlocs don't even like us all that much. But we do have other dragons in Warcraft that are pretty cool, that are heroes, and we're not taking the time to help them as much.
You're right. I suppose there was that quest in, I can't remember the name of it, the southwestern part of the continent.
Azuna?
Yeah, in Azuna, we helped save them in their cave.
Oh yeah, those. Yeah, that little dragon that died, where you had to click them. That's where that was.
Yep.
Yeah, that whole because we had to fight the little worm dudes.
Yeah, inside the cave.
Yeah, those dragons are cute though. Like they're baby dragons. Blizzard, I need more of those things. I cried when the baby dragon died. But since we're talking about zones and stuff and leveling and dragons and all that sort of stuff, I digress. Dragons. But what zone are you looking forward to leveling in next expansion?
I'm focused on experiencing everything for the first time. I have actually spent absolutely no time looking at any of the beta, any of the hints of anything. I have no knowledge of what's coming up. I'm going to be surprised on day one of what happens. And so I'm excited for all of it. I have no idea what's going to go on, and I think it's going to be epic.
I mean, I have little bits of things that I've seen, but not enough to really spoil me on anything. So I don't really have an answer until I'm there. and I'm looking at it all. But I think, the starting zones are going to be really cool, though. And I know this is going to be sort of blasphemous for me to say because my main currently is Alliance, but the Horde zone looked pretty cool.
Everyone knows you have to play both sides.
Yeah, bifactional is pretty cool.
Well, if you only look at one side of something, you only get half the story. You need to look at both things and decide whose point of view more fits what actually went on.
Yeah, because let's face it, I don't think that we're going to get a straight answer from Gengraymane, aka Dog Boy, or Sylvanas. Yeah, I called him Dog Boy.
Yeah, I heard you. I'm a little offended on his behalf, but I think we need to keep changing our leadership to make sure we get the right person in there.
Right? I mean, we do have Mandoin, so I'll be content with that for now.
That little boy's growing up.
I know. And I miss Varian, but it's okay. So I know this was a quick segment, but thank you, Thorian, for being here and being a part of the 10th adventure. It was cool of you.
Thank you for having me, Zephy.
Shoutouts for the week: Dragonray, Jean and the Werewolf, Thorian, and the Poor Little Gnomes. And until next time, I hope your adventures are awesome. Music used in this episode: Alchemist Tower, Alien Restaurant, and Division by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. World of Warcraft terms, concepts, images, logos, and any other material related to it are trademarked and copywritten by Blizzard Entertainment. No copyright infringement intended.